is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon!
With 2 seconds on the clock. He hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it! The Ducks have won!
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
The Ducks are Pac-12 champions!
I am so proud right now to be the head coach of Oregon.
Catch made! Touchdown, Oregon!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
How about the weekend in the desert for Oregon Athletics? 4-0 on the road for the programs that went and traveled down to Arizona. The women got a win against GCU on Thursday on the basketball side of things. Volleyball sandwiched football with a Friday and Sunday win against the Arizona schools. And then, of course, Oregon football, the 6th-ranked team in the land, got the big win against Arizona State that, well, felt almost like it was over when it started because Oregon's offense just continued to score. It was 42-0 at the half. These halftime scores are absolutely ridiculous for Oregon football. 42-0 at the break, 444 total yards compared to 147 at the intermission, and the passing yards. Bo Nix, 381 first-half passing yards. ASU didn't even crack the century mark, and they threw a lot. Yeah, it was that type of day down in the desert, that type of weekend down in the desert. I hope that all of you that made the trip down there got a little bit more tan, saw the sun for the first time in a while, and I hope that everyone who watched on the various television platforms or listened on the Oregon Sports Network were enjoying it back here in Eugene or wherever you are listening to us on Duck Insider here in the Country Financial Studio in the 1 o'clock hour. Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. A whole lot happened in the football game. We've got the recap for you here. Let's see what happened down in Tempe against the Sun Devils as Oregon rolled to the victory.
Mountain America Stadium now. We used to call it Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe. Ducks and the Sun Devils. Now Bucky back to the formation, fake the fly sweep, throw it down the middle, caught by Pat Herbert. Pat Herbert down the right hash, grabs it about the 10-yard line, and then carries a body into the end zone. James beside Bo, in motion, Bryant all the way to the right, back to throw off little play action. Bo, screen pass coming left, Herbert's got it, he's got blockers, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Ducks! Touchdown, the big tight end, Pat Herbert. And now Tez comes back and joins Bucky in the backfield with Bo. And now goes in motion to the left, back to throw Bo. Go to the end zone, got it, Franklin, touchdown. Troy Franklin, touchdown.
How about that dart?
What a strike by Bo Nix. Touchdown Ducks.
Woo, baby. That was a dart.
And the snap, back to throw off little play action. Wants to go deep. Down for Franklin. He has got it! Touchdown, Oregon! Tremendous throw and a better catch. Troy Franklin with coverage. He made that play.
You want to bring the heat, you pay for it, and that's exactly what happened to Arizona State there.
Bo. The throw to that move man. That's going to be Bryant Jr. Spins away from a tackle. First down. 50-yard line. Still on his feet. 40. Still on his feet. 30. Inside the 20. He's going to go all the way. That's a touchdown. Gary Bryant Jr. Here's the snap. Rolling left. Wants to throw. Wants to keep. Going to toss it. It's going to be picked off. Intercepted Cole Martin. Cole Martin with a pick at the 2-yard line. Oh, the snap to throw. Time. Down the middle. Catch. Touchdown! Tez made the grab at the 1. spun and got it in. Cam Lewis ready to take over the all-time lead in points with that extra point try. Camden Lewis, the top of the record books. Fourth down for the Duck 43 with a snap and drop to throw. Swings it down. Oh, it was right in his hands.
Oregon takes over. Nice defensive stop there. Oregon takes over. Great performance. First half, unbelievable. 42-0 at halftime this game was. Oregon scored on every possession. Bo Nix put on a show.
It was that type of game down in Tempe against the Sun Devils, a record-breaking performance for a whole bunch of different players. First, Bo Nix, he tied a single game record in touchdown passes. He had 6, could have been 7. The pass was complete, ended up being called back via a penalty against the offense. But 6 touchdowns for Bo Nix, all of them in the first half. Not a bad day. And then how about his receiving weapons as well? Troy Franklin, he broke 2 different records in this ballgame, the first of which was the receiving touchdowns record. He had 2 of them. He got 13 touchdowns now on the season. That broke the all-time single-season record and tied the all-time career record. So 13 for the season, 24 for his career. The next will pace him in terms of the program record. He also set the single-season yards record, 1,221 yards. He passes Dylan Mitchell for that award. Bucky Irving on the offensive side of things, he is now a back-to-back 1,000-yard rusher. Congratulations, Bucky, getting it done on the ground. And then the granddaddy of them all, the most points ever scored in a Duck uniform, that belongs to the kicker, Camden Lewis. Now with 386 points, he passed Royce Freeman's 384 for the all-time program record in green and yellow for points scored in a Duck career. So a whole bunch to be happy about on Saturday and a whole lot to celebrate for some special Ducks breaking some pretty high-quality records in Oregon history. We're going to talk to the coach. Bear in mind for the play on the road, when we do our interviews, it gets just a little bit wonky. So we're going to catch up with Coach Lanning in the press conference while he's answering questions. But Coach Lanning also met with Joey down on the field post-game as well. So some general thoughts. This was the post-game radio of Coach Lanning talking with Joey Mack after the game in Tempe. Here it is.
Coach, let's start with the first half. We talked at halftime. Pretty impressive first half. What were your takeaways?
We met our standard, right? It was a dominant performance there. To start the game is what we expect.
Second half, what'd you see there?
Yeah, some things that we can certainly improve on. We got some good young guys' experience right away, and we're going to lean on those guys as the season progresses and we grow as a team. So some moments of growth for sure, but also proud of those guys' performance.
Good to have some depth, though. I imagine that's going to be a good takeaway today.
Strength in numbers. You hear me say it all the time.
Bo Nix, what'd you think?
That boy's different, man. Right? I don't know if he's not the Heisman winner. Somebody needs to point out who he is because, I mean, that dude's impressive.
It's a couple records today that I wanted to ask you about. Troy Franklin, single-season receiving record. What have you seen from him all year?
Every one of these guys that you're about to name off, because we had a bunch of them today, right? Every one of these guys, they put the team first, and the rest happens on its own. And it's so impressive to see a guy like that, like Troy, go out there and work every single day, believe in the concept and what we have, and the proof's in the pudding, man. Look how he's performed. Look what he's done.
Camden Lewis, career scoring record. That's cool.
That's hard to get, man. That's hard to get. And he's hit a lot of kicks for the Ducks, man. Really proud of him.
How about the road crowd here, Coach? Felt like Autzen South to me.
This is we came down here into the Valley, and we got a lot of Duck fans down here. Super proud of our fans. They were impressive the whole night.
Attacking Friday, a little bit of a short week. What are you expecting this week?
Yeah, we'll get a quick turnaround. We'll bump the week around a little bit, and our guys are ready to go back to work. We'll be back at it quick.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, Joey.
That's Coach Lanning and his general thoughts after the game with Joey Mack. We also have him answering general questions from the media, all head coach interviews, brought to you by Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Fight like a Duck with exceptional cancer care close to home. Here's Coach Lanning after the win talking to the media.
We talk about striking when the iron's hot and playing your best football at the end of the season, and right now we're playing really good football with Bo Nix.
What did you think of your defense and the ability to just adjust on the fly? I think they ran 17 plays with someone other than a quarterback position.
Yeah, we told our guys today, hey, the first minute they line up in gate, you know that they can't beat you straight up, right? They're telling you something, and I think maybe it was the first play, right? So our guys adjusted to it extremely well. Our coaches made good adjustments on the sideline. We knew what we wanted our performance to look like. I'm sure all of us want to own the standard a little bit better there at the end of the game, but we had some of our guys that we want to develop in our program and get them some opportunities to develop and grow. But overall, really proud of the way those guys played.
What was the post? I know it's short, but what was the post-game conversation like with Kenny afterwards? And just what did he say to you?
No, just we both appreciate each other, right? It's not that long ago. I was sitting here as a GA at Arizona State, and Kenny was a high school coach in the back of that room. It's great to see where both of us have been able to get, and it's about the people around us that have gotten us there. So I know he's got, big things to accomplish here. I know the future's bright, but grateful for him, appreciate him, and hopeful that he's able to get things going, which I know he will.
Realizing Troy touches the record today, but it's really obviously it's a season-long accomplishment. What has he meant to this offense? What does he mean to this team this season, where he's going to make an argument for best receiver in program this year?
Yeah, best receiver in the nation too, right? I mean, this guy is the definition of consistency right now. The quarterback knows exactly where he's going to be at, and he's always there. And when the ball's thrown his way, he catches it, and then he'll turn a normal comeback route into a big gain. He's a special player that comes to work, that wants that ownership of what it means to be an elite receiver, and is owning that every day.
Pat, first quarter seemed like
he's hot, wasn't he?
Yeah. What did you just like with him and his skill set in this game?
Yeah, Pat's a great player, man, and you love moments like this when unselfish players like Pat. He's a great example of a guy that just puts in the work every single day, and probably doesn't get highlighted as much as he deserves. But we talk about everybody's alive in this offense. Anybody can be the guy that gets targeted, and I think that was a great opportunity for Pat to go out there and prove exactly what his ability is. Catches the ball with strength. He took a couple of hits on a couple catches, but for him to go out there and be our first two scorers is really impressive.
Hey, Dan.
What's up, Doug?
Where do you feel like you guys have grown the most just since the Washington loss?
I think our leadership is really special. We got a group in there that can handle a lot. As much as we throw them, it's almost like they appreciate the challenge. Hey, if they give us this formation, we want to do this. Offensively, if they give us this look, we want to do this. Their defense, it didn't necessarily show tonight, but is really hard to prepare for with some of the pressures they bring. I thought, our quarterback offset that by being able to recognize it and check out of it. When we eliminated a team that normally creates a lot of TFLs because of the way our guys were trained and ready, but that to me is leadership. That to me is preparation throughout the week. Like, I have no doubt, we're going to be on a short week here this next week with Oregon State. I have no doubt what Monday is going to look like when we hit the practice field because of what these guys embrace. They embrace hard, right? Because with hard comes results, and that's probably what separates this team.
Looking ahead to Oregon State next week, Coach, just how would you assess the opportunity in front of you and in light of how last year went, just, the game and the meaning and all that?
Yeah, this game's our Super Bowl, right? I mean, they're obviously a really talented team. They're coached extremely well. I'm anxious to sit here and be able to watch some of their film. I've been able to watch some crossover film of what they've done so far this season, but I always feel like Jonathan has those guys playing their best football at the end of the season, and it's a tough team. It's a resilient team. I'm excited to see what our fans do when they show out to this game, but this is a big one.
Cole Martin had a really productive day, obviously did a lot in the second half. When you take out those corners, and passing yards wise, it was basically equal first half to second half. I mean, you may want to finish better, but how do you feel the secondary held up with those guys, but especially Cole?
Yeah, I think they were a little limited in their passing game in general, but I was really proud of Cole to go out there and perform, the way he did. He's a dynamic player. He's a guy that is productive when he's on the field. He shows up. He's going to always be around the ball. I think that's something that's hard to coach.
Ty gets in there in the second half. Just what did you think of his performance, and how important is it for him to get those meaningful backdoor routes?
Yeah, I thought he handled everything really well. His arm got hit on the interceptor there at the end, but he's played really clean football for us every time he's gotten the opportunity. Slipped once on the run, but was able to accomplish what we wanted to be able to accomplish out there.
After the game, when you went over and kind of celebrated with the fans there in the front, just that moment, have you been able to stop and enjoy this at all, or are you so, head down?
I don't know that I do it enough, but what I want our fans to know is how much I appreciate them. They make Oregon different, and our players appreciate them. When you come out and, I kind of get fired up to go play in an opponent's, setting, like to go to a visiting crowd. When you come here, it felt like I said, it felt like a home game. Seeing all of our fans in the stands, the way they support us and travel for us. You better recognize that because that's unique, that's special.
Furthering on that, Dan, do you appreciate the big picture at all, given that you kind of started here that 10 years ago you were bicycling up Scottsdale Road? Like, do you happen to swing by either of the old apartments? Do you appreciate the, like, right now you're number 6 in the country and you may move up a spot depending on what happens elsewhere tonight. And you're playing for a playoff spot, and 10 years ago your bike, your car was stolen a mile up the road.
The bike was stolen. I didn't have a car.
You guys didn't have this.
I forgot I left my garage open, man. That was a bad move. But, there's not a lot of time that go past that I don't realize how fortunate I am to be sitting where I'm at. And I have a lot of fond memories of this place. This place was really good to me and my family. And, no, I didn't drive by the old place, but I know exactly where it's at. So, I'm grateful to be exactly where I'm at, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for phenomenal people.
You talked last week about penalties and just improving that. Numbers-wise, you did today. How do you feel like you guys handled that?
Yeah, I was really proud of, particularly our offense going out there 6 for 6 in the first half, able to accomplish. You talk about playing clean football, and when we don't beat ourselves, I think we're a really, really special team. You avoid, being off schedule and having 3rd and longers or 2nd and longers because of that. And they did a really good job of that in the first half. We had a couple of those as we started to rotate some other people in the second half, started to add a couple of errors that we have to go address. But for us to play our best football, we got to play clean football, and today was a step in the right direction.
That's Coach Dan Lanning after the win, a 49-13 Duck victory. He talked about Troy Franklin and how, Troy Franklin might be the best wide receiver in the country. According to Coach Lanning, he is. Well, he's getting recognition for it. Now a Biletnikoff semifinalist, Troy Franklin, one of 10 in the country and one of 2 in the Pac-12. Oregon wide receiver getting it done and getting some recognition for it. Same with the Oregon offensive coordinator, Will Stein, named to the Broyles Award as a finalist, one of 15 assistant coaches in the country and one of 3 Pac-12 assistant coaches named to that award. Coach Lanning was a 2-time finalist for that award. So some good footsteps that Coach Stein is following, and a lot of talent on this Oregon team, this Oregon roster, this Oregon coaching staff, and all around the program. We're talking to one of the most talented, number 10, the quarterback. Next, it's Bo Nix after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container, because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
We're back here in the Country Financial Studio on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. I mentioned at the top of the show it was a record-setting weekend for the Oregon football team. Well, more records are being set now here on a Monday. Bo Nix named Pac-12 Player of the Week. Once again, it's his 4th time this season. That ties a conference record, and his 7th time in his Oregon career. That breaks a conference record for most Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Weeks. Bo's only been in this conference for 2 years. Yeah, that's how good that the quarterback for Oregon has been. Bo Nix continuing to pace the pack in the pack. Bo with a strong performance over the weekend, over 400 yards, 6 touchdowns, completion percentage north of 80. Yeah, good day for Bo, and he barely even played in the second half. Here's the quarterback.
Most efficient game of your career high passing touchdowns. What does this one feel like?
It feels awesome. You know, it's a complete team win. We played really good on offense. They protected great. We ran the ball great early, and our receivers just did what they do every week. And then, you know, efficiency is key in a game like that, and it's just good to keep the ball off the ground.
One of their defenders was talking post-game saying how you guys would check to the sideline and check with me, but he basically credited you and said he didn't need to, that you were calling.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, how much control you have, but like, were you literally calling things like entirely?
Well, not entirely. We just some of their blitz checks. I was just playing games with them back and forth. You know, we'd see it and check into it, and then they'd check out, and we were able to, you know, run our normal play, and then they would check into it. We'd check a different play, and then we were able to escape the blitz. But that's what we prepare for all week. Coach Salkin and Coach Stein do a great job of preparing me for those looks, and so it's a credit to those guys. And then all I got to do is retain information and then get my eyes up and see it. And then our guys are just great communicators, and they're, you know, able to get into multiple different plays.
Pat, in his first quarter performance,
yeah,
he was talking about how important it is for him and for this team to see what he did.
Well, it's unbelievable, you know, to see a guy like that get the opportunity and get not only 1 but 2, you know, in a quarter. And you know, everything he does for our team, everything he does for the program, you know, what obviously his family has meant to the Oregon family, I think it's just only right that when he's a captain, he goes out there and has 2 touchdowns. And, you know, he represents our team, and, you know, we're all proud of him.
What was it like seeing Kenny?
Oh, it was great. You know, he's doing his thing, and, you know, I'm so happy for him. And, you know, he's done obviously so much in my development, and he's got me, you know, a long way, and then I'm just happy to see him, you know, really live out his dream.
You don't like to brag on yourself, but I'll let you brag on Troy.
He
starts to get into a lot of record books today. What has he meant to this offense? What makes him? He could be the best receiver in program history.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible. His approach to the game, his you know, he's just so hard to guard. He moves around all game. He's inside, outside. His routes are really good. He's so smart, and he just makes plays. He's consistent. He's always there. I mean, he is always there when you need him. And then, you know, he sets a record, and then you got Bucky, who goes for over 1,000, and then obviously a shout out to Cam, who's probably got the coolest stat of all, just going for the record with total points in the history of the program. When you talk about a lot of guys that have scored a lot of points, you know, I'm just extremely, you know, happy for him. Thrilled for, you know, what he's been through, what he's gone through to do what he you know, has accomplished. And then it just allows, you know, overall team success, you know, when you got guys like that doing what they're doing for individual records. But you know, it just obviously helps the team out when each individual is doing their part.
Looking ahead to next week in Oregon State, obviously last season probably not the best memory that you have. What sticks out about that night? What will you remember, you know, and what has been maybe guiding you on that night?
Well, we just got to complete the game. We were obviously up big and just didn't get enough, you know, explosive plays, or we didn't move the ball well there late in the game. And, you know, I've been obviously excited for this one, and it's going to be a fun way to end the season. And into our regular season. And I just know we got to prepare hard for this week, because they're going to be a really good football team. They're probably better than they were last year, and we're going to have to bring it, and it's going to be a really good matchup between really good teams, and they're going to be really good on defense. They're going to show a bunch of different looks, and we're just definitely going to have to prepare. But, I'm excited to play this one.
You guys have continually just gotten better and better as the season has progressed. What do you attribute that to? This team just every week coming out and just being a little bit better?
Well, it's just practice. I think when you, like tomorrow, we'll show back up and we'll go and, we'll iron out the things that we didn't do well today, and we'll get better at those and try not to make the same mistake again. And, I thought when you look at penalties and when you look at don't beat ourselves, the DBOs, those were obviously much less than they have been. And when you do that, you can stay in front of the chains, you can be efficient, and you can score on multiple drives. And it's just all about getting better and what can I do to grow as an individual, what can we do to grow as a unit, and we've just done that as a team.
Just piggybacking off that, just with the understanding that there are always areas to improve, just how well do you feel like you guys are playing right now?
I think we're playing at a very high level. Defensively, we're playing really good. We're tackling an open field. We're getting pressure on the quarterback. We're mixing looks up. We're playing good in the secondary when the ball's in the air, and then forcing turnovers. And then special teams, we're changing the game. We're doing what we're supposed to do, executing. And then offensively, we just do what we do, and we go out there and compete, every Saturday. And we do our best to go out there and put, a product on the field that we're proud of and that we can grow from. And I just think when you look at our entire offense, there's not a weakness, and there's not somebody that you kind of have to guard. I think they have to, as a defense, I think they have to respect all 11 guys on the field. And when you do that, you can really expand the field, and you can go really do a lot of different things. You can be multiple, and it's exciting to see where we have come, where we were, how far we've gone, and just to know that, there's probably even more that we could do better. And I think that's what keeps us going back to practice on Monday. You got one?
Oh,
yep.
Bonus question.
I got you.
I was just going to ask for you to rate JPJ's throw of a shoe.
Well, I thought it was kind of disrespectful. I bring the shoe over, and then he wants to throw it again when all he had to do is just slip it on. But I guess he's feeling okay in socks. I guess he can get his job done in a sock. But that was a first. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Bob.
Come on, JPJ. The QB was trying to bring you the shoe. Just throw it away all the way back to like the 10-yard line. It was hilarious when I saw this shoe fly. I had my binoculars on the broadcast. I was just looking at offensive linemen's feet, trying to figure out who lost their shoe. It ended up being JPJ, but it didn't really matter. A productive day for the offense, shoeless or not. Patrick Herbert, 2 touchdowns. Troy Franklin, 2 touchdowns. Tez Johnson, a TD. Gary Bryant, maybe the best play of the day. How about that catch and run? And then Casey Kelly caught a touchdown when Ty Thompson came in as the quarterback. The man who kicked the point after for all of them, we're talking to him next. You're listening to Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
How about a special weekend for a whole bunch of Ducks on the football field? Casey Kelly, he had his birthday over the weekend on Friday. He scored a touchdown. Gary Bryant's birthday was on Sunday. Well, on Saturday, he scored a touchdown. And Camden Lewis, happy birthday, buddy. Today is Camden Lewis's birthday, and on Saturday, he set the program record in points scored. That's not an easy one to break. 386 points in the career of Camden Lewis, and I think he has to give a big apology to the Duck because that is a lot of push-ups. Here is the kicker with his record-breaking ball after his record-breaking performance.
Is that the ball?
This is the ball. They let me keep it. I hope Bo didn't like this one because it's not going back in a game.
You have a place in mind.
A place? Like where I'm going to keep it? My parents' house. They're the ones who, got me here, so they're the ones who deserve this.
Touched on the game after Washington game. TV talked about how you had told your parents they could take their jerseys off.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that came from. I may have joked about it with them, but they're proud parents. They're not taking those jerseys off no matter what happens.
Well, they mentioned that part, but if you said it was jokingly, you weren't being...
No, absolutely not. I would never tell my parents to do that. They care so much about me. I care so much about them. Like, they're proud of me no matter what, and they're keeping those jerseys on. What's
this record mean, and just how much were you aware of how close you were throughout the season leading up to today?
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned at the start of the year, like, I was definitely, like, it was on my mind, but I couldn't do it all in one game. It was going to happen one way or another. Like, should have got it a few games earlier for sure. Definitely could have, but yeah, when I got here as a freshman, I knew it was a possibility, and I'm fortunate enough to be a part of teams led by Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Anthony Brown, guys who score touchdowns, and a lot of them. So without those guys, without those, the elite receivers, the elite players we've had over the years, like, I couldn't do it without those guys. So as much as it's my record, it's their record too. I can't kick PATs and field goals unless they're getting me in range. So yeah, I'm super proud of it. I knew it was a possibility, but it's pretty cool to get this record.
The touchbacks in particular today, how important was it to have a day with that kind of success in touchbacks in particular? Yeah,
that's another record I'm going for, is single season touchbacks. I think it's like 62, and I'm getting close to that one. But yeah, no, you don't realize what could have happened when you don't kick a touchback. There's some really good returners in the Pac-12, especially the ones we faced these last few weeks, and if you put the ball in their hands, who knows what's going to happen? So it's definitely important. I've done my best to work kickoffs all off season to get better at it and be able to eliminate those returners that can be dangerous.
That's Camden Lewis, the new all-time points leader in Oregon football history. Now turning the page on Arizona State and looking forward to this Friday for Oregon State. 5:30 kick time at Autzen Stadium. Coach Lanning called it our Super Bowl. And he's not wrong. Everything that is in front of the Ducks, a win on Friday will open it up. You need to win on Friday to get into the Pac-12 title game. You don't want to have to bank on a loss for Arizona against ASU. No, win on Friday and you're into the game. And if you get into the Pac-12 title, a chance to avenge the only loss of the season for Oregon. Oregon presumably controls its own destiny for the Final Four in the college football playoff if the Ducks can continue to win. Granted, I'm not the one who makes the decision for the college football playoff. I can't guarantee that for certain, but you think that if Oregon continues to win, everything's still in front of the Ducks, and this Friday is probably the Ducks Super Bowl, and you got to win 4 more. And that's really what the season is. 4 more games against increasingly good opponents that you can win each one, and at the end, you could be national champions. That's what's in front of Oregon over these next 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 games towards the end of the season. Just got to win and continue to roll. We're turning the page on football. Men's basketball, they had a weekend. They're actually going to be in action later tonight on the road, but we got to break down what happened on Friday against Tennessee State. All that coming up next when we take this time out on Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with a Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with a Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league! Ugh! I love this guy! What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
We're back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union here in the Country Financial Studio. I'm Ryan Milano, breaking it down after a packed weekend in Oregon athletics. A whole bunch of teams flocked south to the desert for the weekend. Not men's basketball. There was a game at Matthew Knight Arena on Friday, and if you showed out, you got a show. Oregon defeats Tennessee State 92-67 with a second-half onslaught. Keep in mind, still a little bit of a short-handed Ducks team. Oregon expecting to get a few players back with injuries over the coming weeks as the Ducks continue to move forward into the meat of the non-conference season. The Ducks also play tonight in Tallahassee, Florida against Florida A&M. We're not focused on that game. We're focused on the game that happened this weekend where the Ducks got the victory over Tennessee State. It's not only football that's doing the cinematic recaps. If you have not caught on, volleyball has been doing cinematic recaps. Really, all sports have had the cinematic recaps, and basketball, they've been doing it for every game so far this season. Carter Cunningham over with the creative team here at the university in the athletic department. He broke it down. He was the one who put it all together. And here is the cinematic recap over the Ducks' win on Friday.
How to be the more physical team. On the boards, More physical on the picks. Gotta be the more physical. They want to punch us in our face. Let's go. Now, 20 up 20 down, fellas. It won't be a 40-minute fight, so let's get ready for it. All right, stay together, stay together, stay together. Think about your teammates, all right? You guys want to have fun, play hard, play together, and we will have fun, all right?
Zorzuela drives inside, hangs, drop off the middle, gets to the right side of the rim and hammers it home with two hands. Drives inside, all the way to the rack, reverse layup. Oh, what a finish!
Fellas, if something's not there, don't force it, okay? Get what we want. We got plenty of time. Hit the shot you want.
Arms out, trying to get the passing lane. Bounce pass stolen away by Oquindo. Throw to Evans with 2 seconds. Zorzuela, 3 at the buzzer. Yes! Oh, steal into it.
Pelicans are way up. They didn't score that 4 minutes. They didn't score.
Hey, let's win another one. Hey, let's win another one. Tobo, back to Tracy, catch and shoot 3, and it's good.
Talk to each other now. Take charge.
Hey, yo, right now. Hands the ball, bro. We're not running back again. Lost the handle, knocked away. Kuznar throws it ahead to Oquindo in the front court. Jam with one hand. Tracy up top takes a contested 3. Got it to go at the shot clock buzzer.
If those don't get you fired up, I don't know what will. What a great recap put together. Chris Clayton on the call for the Oregon Sports Network, filling in for Joey, who was down in Arizona helping out with the football broadcast. So a whole bunch of people involved in making that happen and doing such a great job of it as well. Who else did a great job? The basketball team. Yeah, like Kwame Evans said, big dub over the weekend against Tennessee State. Dana Altman, he talked with the media post-game after the win. Here's Coach.
Status of Nate.
He's over getting checked out now, so we don't know. But we'll probably have an evaluation tonight, but he's with the doctor. They're getting him all checked out right now.
Was it a risk?
Yeah.
Was it a fall that caused that? Or?
Yeah.
Dana, was he in a hard cast on the bench, or was that just a brace?
Just a brace. So.
Well, beyond that, just thoughts on the win.
Oh, I thought guys defensively the second half, very active, did a good job. Plus 10 on the boards. I think at half we might have been up 1, or it was pretty close. We might have been down, but we finished a plus 10 on the boards. Hit our free throws. You know, other than Cario, we really shot the ball well from the free throw line. Big hustle play by Cario there before half. I thought, you know, we'd given them 3 or 4 real easy baskets there, and the momentum had shifted. 4-point lead, and then we got a 4-point play to give us 8-point lead, and so I thought that was a big momentum swing there. And you know, then we hit a few threes that helped us out. I thought they were pretty good looks. Guys got some room there and shot it pretty well.
Were you happy overall with the looks you guys were taking tonight?
I didn't hear you.
Were you happy overall with the 3-point looks that you guys were taking tonight?
Yeah, no, I thought Nate shot a couple quick there in the first half. But I thought, for the most part, pretty good looks.
What did you make of Diawara's play tonight with good on business?
Oh, Mo did a good job. Played hard and physical. He did a really good job. I thought his minutes were big plus, plus minus, plus 22. That doesn't surprise me. He did a nice job.
Playing with that kind of guard-heavy lineup, what did you take from that tonight that kind of gives you maybe confidence going into next week?
We thought our depth at the guard spot was pretty good. You know, our experience at the guards with, you know, Carrio's got experience, Jesse's got experience, Key, Jermaine. You know, Brennan's been playing good. So, no, I thought we, you know, those guys pulled through, went to the boards pretty good when we went small there.
Points tonight, what did you see from your second unit as a whole?
Well, Bam, you know, hit some threes, which was pretty good. Cario got to the rim. I thought Mo, like we talked about, played good. Brennan did. And, I thought those 4 guys off the bench were really good, all 4 of them. I thought they did a good job and, really patient, really unselfish. So I thought our bench gave us a big, big lift.
You happier with your free throw percentage tonight? Still a little bit frustrated? How do you feel?
No, 72%. If Cario, knocks a couple down, then, you look down, KJ 2 for 2, Nate, Jermaine missed 1, but take Cario out of the mix, everybody shot him really good. So, 13 of 18 is, like I said, 15 of 18. If Cario knocks down a couple, would have been great.
Another big night for Jadrian. Just what has he meant to the team the last couple of days?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said another big game for Jadrian. Just what has he meant to you guys the last couple of games?
His energy level is really good. He just bounces around and plays hard. Made some mistakes, but for the most part played pretty hard and did a nice job. So I like his energy. He's all about the team, and I think he gives us a big boost when he comes off the bench.
Do you have any update on Dante?
No, other than we're going to have him see a specialist on Monday. So just to keep, seeing, where the problem is or what the problem is. So he'll be seeing a specialist on Monday, so he won't be at the game on Monday, but, hopefully we'll get a good word there.
Is that specialist in Eugene?
No. Specialist that's worked on some of our other guys. So.
Will he not be making the trip then next week?
Well, he can fly down to Florida from Chicago. He's going to Chicago so he can fly down from there. Yeah. I think the planes work. So.
Through 3 games so far, what have you seen from KJ? Just kind of his development so far.
Well, I liked his second half because he got more physical tonight. He needs to play the game lower and more physical. But I thought he did some good things. He's a freshman. There are going to be some ups and downs. Sold out a couple times on defense and gave up threes. He's got to be a little bit more conscious there of when to take a risk and when not to. When you're guarding a guy that's hit a couple threes, you can't sell out and give him another one. He had 3 threes in the first half, and he gave him that third one. We don't need to sell out there, but those are things he'll learn. He had to listen to me bark at him a little bit, and it's just you got to learn from that. And risk reward. You got to know who you're guarding. If he's doing that on a non-shooter, you might be able to survive it, but not on a guy that's hit 2 threes already.
Coach Jesse got the start tonight. How do you feel about his performance?
I thought he was okay. The ball got hung up a little bit with him sometime, but, he hit some threes, which he's been shooting it really good in practice, so that doesn't surprise me. Got to the rim, 4 assists, no turnovers. So a lot of positives there. Anybody that handles the ball and doesn't turn it over, gets us an opportunity to get a shot. That's big for a guard.
Christian Brown, number 2 for them, is their leading scorer all year. You guys held him to 7 points tonight. Was that a major point of emphasis?
Absolutely. He got 24 the other night against Portland. 4 for 7 from 3, and really did a good job. And so, I thought he was the difference. I mean, they built a lead up to 21 points, and I thought he was a big part of that. I thought Jermaine did a really good job.
Hey, Coach, it looked like your guys were struggling a little bit in that first half of play. Tennessee State kept it relatively close throughout the first 20 minutes. What adjustments did you make at halftime that allowed this Ducks team to outscore Tennessee 44-27?
Well, as I mentioned, those easy baskets right before half, I thought gave them a lot of momentum. And I think we took away those baskets in transition better the second half. We didn't give them quite as many easy looks. They didn't hit any threes. I think they were 0 for 7 in the second half from 3, and I thought we did a pretty good job of taking away the looks. We gave 13 an open one there at the end. Mo gave him one. But other than that, I thought they were pretty contested. And so defensive energy picked up. As I mentioned, we were plus on the boards in the second half. So there was no major adjustments. I just thought we took away some of the easy baskets that we gave in the first half.
That's Coach Dana Altman. All head coach interviews brought to you by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. All right, we got to take a final timeout. When we come back, we're hearing from some of the players on the men's basketball side of things. You're listening to Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We're back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union here in the Country Financial Studio. We're talking with some Oregon basketball players, two new faces to this Oregon team this year, Jesse Zarzuela and the guy they call BAM, Jadrian Tracy. Both of them have been impact players for Oregon earlier this season. Let's hear from the guys.
How do you guys feel about your energy in the second half and your ability to pull away from them tonight?
I feel good about it. I think we just got to dial in on defense. Offense is going to come. We have a lot of talented players, so if we can just focus on that side, we'll be a really good ball team. So, yeah.
We just got to come out with the energy in the first half like we do in the second half and just take it to them early in the game.
Do you feel like you're able to impact the game coming off the bench? I mean, and, you know, with Biddle going down with the injury, like, you had a different role. How you were?
Honestly, I just want to come in and give my team some energy. I want to make the right plays. And I want to continue just all of our dudes to make the right plays. And I'm glad that my teammates were able to find me tonight. And like I said last week, we have a lot of dudes on our team who can do a lot of things, and it can be anybody's night. And when my number was called, I just felt like I was ready.
BAM is elite.
With the the prospect of Dante being out for a little while and now Nate possibly being out a little while, how does that change what you guys do on the court or how you play?
Yeah, I think that just gives us like more transition buckets. You know, we play a little faster, but at the same time, we need those guys to get healthy. So yeah, definitely a better ball club with those guys, but at the same time, the next man's ready. So yeah.
How much of a spark was that 4-point play at the end of the half? Just at a time where obviously it's kind of chaotic?
It just saved us from getting yelled at from coach, honestly. Yeah, I mean, but
Any chance you can go up 2 possessions into the half, that's real big, and KO made a good play, and Jesse was ready to make the play.
Oh yeah, that was all KO, man. KO, and that guy's unstoppable going to the rim. And he's like on 2K, he'll be like a 95 driver. Yeah, for sure. Slider all the way up.
There's been a couple times this year there Brennan has really ignited the crowd with some type of dunk. Do you guys see that a lot in practice? Is he doing that all the time? Or?
I don't know if y'all know, he's like famous for like a between the legs dunk in high school. Like yeah, Brennan is and he's actually a really good ball player all around. Though he could shoot it, and yeah.
Yeah, we got some. If our big guys aren't dunking it, Cario or Brendan is dunking it. So I just think that it helps us get ready for next games and just trying to stop those guys getting downhill in practice. We compete a lot in practice, and that just helps out.
Yeah.
What's it like to be able to play small ball after 2 games of really running through the bigs?
I think that's good for us because it's going to give us a lot of depth, whether or not we play big or small. Getting that experience early, so just preparing for league play.
Jesse, how do you feel like you're acclimating in Eugene? How do you feel like you've picked everything up so far since being here?
I love it. I think have some really just we have a really good team, man. You know, this is what it's all about. You know, giving ourselves a chance to get to the tournament. So yeah.
Anything else?
Thank God.
Yeah.
God is good. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree with you. Appreciate you guys.
2 impact transfers for a new-look Oregon basketball team that is currently 3-0 and about to get in action against Florida A&M in Tallahassee later today. That game going to be at 5 o'clock. Now it's time for the Cafe Yum 2-minute drill. Serving fresh food fast with organic and local ingredients. Enjoy a famous Yum Bowl at 23 Cafe Yum restaurants throughout the Northwest, home of the Ducks. First, it was the Ducks in the desert over the weekend. A 4-0 weekend with women's basketball defeating GCU 64-56 on Thursday. Volleyball defeated ASU in 4 sets on Friday, then completed the weekend with a Sunday sweep over the Wildcats of Arizona. And, of course, football won 49-13 against ASU. Continue on the women's basketball thing. On the women's basketball front, they came back home, lost 89-50 against Santa Clara. Hard to beat a team that makes as many threes as Santa Clara did earlier in the weekend. Cross country finished their season with a 10th overall finish in the NCAA championships on the women's side. Izzy Thorntonbot led the Ducks with a 40th overall finish. And the home finale for Oregon volleyball, that's coming up tomorrow. Matt Ulmer is singing the national anthem, Be There or Be Square. See you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something